and we mentioned Jamie Acton just before, and he was like emblematic of exactly what was going on for this team. He looked absolutely knackered every time he came back to stand under his six in the first half after they scored a try, because he was just working so hard.
Yeah. And he's more emblematic of what went well for Leigh in this game in terms of his own personal performance mirrored with Leigh's team performance, because actually they were conservative in terms of the penalties that they were conceding, and he was conservative in terms of the penalties he was conceding. And credit where credit's due to Leigh, their completion rate in the first half was spectacular. So they weren't giving you much of a sniff either.
No.
So and considering how close the scoreline was at half time, that might well have stood them in good stead, given the amount of work that they were making you do in terms of defensive carries and running the ball back from your own end. And
well, it was 3 tries apiece at half time.
Exactly. So they were holding you at arm's length and working very hard to do so. So fair play to Leigh. They were the better side of the night.
They weren't holding us at arm's length. They were running at us and smacking us hard and stopping us get further away than arm's length. To be completely honest, they were keeping us close to them. They were more enthused. And then they won so much ruck. They made so many metres just to either side of the ruck because our players were either struggling to get into position or giving away penalties. Every time it looked like we were going to find something back into the game, we either made an error or gave away a penalty that just helped Leigh attack our goal line. And when they were attacking our goal line, it didn't take very much to get through it.
Yeah.
So we were defending our goal line like you were defending 20 metres, 30 metres out sometimes, like trying to slide to the next man. You've got to hit your man in one-on-one situations on your own goal line. You can't think the inside man is going to cover that space when all you need is a creak. Because we weren't missing these tackles, we just weren't quite making them either. Yeah. That was the thing. And Leigh had so much enthusiasm. Leigh's, I think, Drinkwater's kicking game was far superior to his opposite number. Luluai's kicks were either too short or too long. They didn't put Leigh's defenders under pressure whatsoever. Emblematic of the one where basically Ryan Hampshire was only going at such a pace when he caught that ball because he had to make up so much ground for how shit and short the kick was.
Yeah.
From Thomas Luluai.
This is the intercept try, isn't it? Burgess is offloading.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. And he was already going at a pace and he just took a gamble and it worked, and it was good instincts from the kid.
But it seemed like a calculated gamble because they had men lined up for it and he came through the back, didn't he?
Yeah, because he was still coming to try and get to near where the play was because he was so far away from where he should have been expecting the kick, which was where he was. Yeah. And then on the flip side of that, we had a fullback who didn't anticipate anything defensively, and maybe the time learning how to be a winger has prevented him from remembering how to organise the defence as a fullback, because it's a key part of the role, and I felt like Lewis Tierney doesn't do that very well, and it's not his fault necessarily that it's not his strength, because I don't think it's his strongest position. He's put himself probably at 5th choice winger, 3rd choice fullback at best, and it's a difficult position for him to be in, and confidence will be low as well. Whereas,
well, you intimated that he might get dropped last week, didn't you?
For Leigh, everything was confident because they felt like they were playing against a down Wigan side, and this game meant so much to them. And now they're all off on a holiday because they don't have a cup game because they're not that good. But they were very good on the night.
Yeah, there you go. So, what did the stats tell us then?
Well, in a game where carries and metres were very close and the number of breaks was the same, 5 each, the decisive number appears to be the 12-6 error count and the 9-6 penalty count, both lost by Wigan. In a demonstration that facts and figures don't always tell the true picture, the full true picture anyway, Wigan had a 3.9% better 96% team tackle success, missing half as many tackles as Leigh, according to the people who counted these on the night. But like I say, missing tackles and not quite making tackles are different things. Leigh won by 8 tries to 7 in the game, with the most total tries so far this season, 15.
There you go. Okay, individually, who stood out for the Centurions then?
Liam Hood, he got 2 tries and 1 try assist. Very devastating spell from dummy half for him in the second half in particular. Jamie Acton, 171 metres. Ryan Hampshire, 1 try, 113 metres. Harrison Hansen on his 350th
Bravo
appearance, 104 metres for the old Warhorse, and Elwar Plissier 100 metres was also threatening out of dummy half. Like I say, a lot of damage done around the ruck on this Wigan side in this game.
Yeah. Do you think Ryan Hampshire's going to end up at a side where anybody plays him at half?
I don't think you can. I think his only good performances in Super League have come on the wing.
Yeah, that's it. He just wants to be an half, though, doesn't he?
Well, we'll see how he gets on with it.
And for your Wigan Warriors, who stood out,
maybe when he's a bit older and more experienced and doesn't just think he's got the pace to make a break against a Super League defensive line, it doesn't work like that from the middle out there. Not often enough.
No.
Not when you're just using pace and not other stuff. But you know what? Credit to him, that was a great scoring palm in this game. And that got him all of those metres pretty much. Oliver Gildart, a try assist, 2 clean breaks on his comeback.
He's some player, that kid, isn't he?
Yeah, awesome stuff. George Williams, a try assist, 133 metres. Jack Wells, 47 tackles and 12 marker tackles, so you can sort of excuse the young man for some of the poor goal line defensive play, particularly on Corey Patterson's try. Josh Gamson, 2 tries, well done to the young hooker. I like the look of him. Every time we went the wrong way through our halfbacks, he made up for it by doing something clever or getting in support or, testing people in a different way to what our normal hookers do. So he does a lot more dummy half runs than McAlorum and Powell combined. Taulima Tautai, 109 metres.
There you go. Okay, so to Friday night then, and down at the Totally Wicked Stadium, St Helens were the victors over the Widnes Vikings. It was 26 points to 10 in favour of the Red V in front of 10,474.
Yeah, Scott Michalowskis refereed. All 3 of his Super League games so far this season have involved Widnes. Yeah, interesting.
We should see if they
2 of them were Leeds against Widnes.
Oh, right, okay, so they have won. Okay, who got in touch?
Frogmore said, great to get the win, but it feels like we only did what we had to. A slow start and feeling like we dropped down to their level, and I thought it'd be a long game.
St David got in touch and said, too many errors and penalties to be a good performance, but the defence remains rock solid. At last, the attack has more options than a Matty Smith 5th tackle kick. Lomax added a huge amount to the Saints' back line. His speed of thought, footwork and pass selection are top class and made the difference here. Farge in a late switch to hooker may be a regular option with Barber in the offing. Onwards and upwards.
Yeah, it does beg an interesting question, doesn't it? Because Johnny Lomax has been absolutely exceptional for St Helens over the last 2 to 3 years when they've been able to get him on the field in that fullback position. Yeah. And it sounds like he ran the show in this one. Again, he's got, because he was, came through as a halfback and stuff, he's got incredible timing of how to get play working. Yeah. And when to link up and where, and he's quick enough and quick of thought enough to get into the right places, wherever that may be. Yeah. Is a great attacking weapon and is reasonable enough under the high ball, is enthusiastic enough to try and run the ball back, but you don't want him doing it too often because, he's made of
glass.
Well, something more brittle than glass even.
Which is a real... we're making jokes about it, but it is a tremendous shame because Johnny Lomax, fully fit for a number of years, is an England player.
You would think so.
He's a phenomenally talented young man, and it is the tragedy of his career that he probably won't realise his full potential because of how injury prone he has been and will probably continue to be. But he's a joy to watch.
Yeah, and it sounds like
when it goes right for him, isn't it?
He did all of those things that you've been expecting from him, and it's just it does seem, because it's a relatively close score line, and Saints never really took a full stranglehold of the game in the way the pattern of the game played out. That what the guys are saying is, it was so. We did what we had to do,
and it was work. It was a working-day performance. No, but the thing is, in the current environment at St Helens, it's a working-day performance. But what it also is, it's a recovery from the defeat last week. It's another week of them training in the Holbrook method, whatever that may be, and whatever he starts to try and implement on the team. And between now and the end of the season is going to be a transitional period of time for St Helens. So you're going to see peaks and troughs in performances, times when they play really well and everything clicks for them, and other times where they're still learning the different things that Justin Holbrook is starting to eke out into the team. So it's almost to be expected. And, maybe Widnes could have gone into St Helens thinking that they might put up a bit of a better show. But, as much as we talk about Widnes' kids and some of the talented players they've got, this was an opportunity for them to come in and make a statement, and they failed to do so. So whilst people said it wasn't a classic Saints performance, and I get that, because it's not the inverted commas St Helens way, and God knows Kieran Cunningham paid the price for that, it's a result. It's 2 competition points. It moves them up the ladder above near rivals Wigan Warriors, and it keeps them going in the right direction whilst new coaching strategies are implemented at the club. And if defensively they're solid, that's a good foundation to build on.
It is, and one interesting thing is it's probably the most experienced and closest to the first choice lineup that the St Helens hierarchy would have been expecting to be putting out at the start of the season. Swapping Regan Grace for Swift, who's had a bit of a mare at times, whereas Grace has, shown a lot and scored again here. And, obviously Taya's come in for Greenwood, but so it's probably there, and it's that experienced side, and it's just a workaday win maybe, but they're building up maybe to see if this side can make a push for the top four.
Well, they're certainly heading in the right direction. What did the stats tell us on this one?
Solid stat wins across the board for Saints, actually. 213 more metres and 2 more clean breaks, 1.5% better team tackle success. Crucial appears to be their wins on the high error and penalty counts. It was 14 to 15 in errors, 9 to 13 in penalties. Witness were under 1,000 metres as well as being on the wrong end of both those counts.
There you go. So you're rarely going to win games when you don't make over 1,000. Who stood out for St Helens, Mark?
Alex Walmsley with a try, 135 metres, typical Alex Walmsley, barging over a couple of blokes to slam the ball down try. Regan Grace with a try assist, 129 metres, 2 clean breaks. John Wilkin continues to work relentlessly hard in defence, so excuse for the amount of penalties he gives away and tackles he misses is the fact that he put in 41 tackles and 10 marker tackles. Hard work from him indeed. Kyle Amor, 111 metres. Tommy Makinson, 6 tackles, 100 metres.
There you go. Anyone stand out for the Warriors, for the Vikings?
For the Vikings, Jack Johnson, who's now on his way back to Warrington, no doubt, to play full-back or on the wing in the Cup game on Saturday. Got 6 tackles, 123 metres, and the only sort of big stat standout for Widnes. We didn't hear from any of the Widnes gang on this one, so I guess it was a bit of a down mood for them
there you go.
After recent weeks of optimism.
That's it. At the same time, on Friday night and on Sky Television, Salford Red Devils were being defeated 10 points to 34 by Hull FC in front of 2,678, refereed by Ben Thaler.
Yeah, Owen. You know Owen. Owen Hughes got in touch. He said, "Not my favourite evening watching rugby with Helen. Salford."
No, I should have thought not, mate.
Salford created nothing, took no chances, gave away chances. Hull created not much, took every chance going. Frustrating, but I shouldn't complain. Would take second in the table at this stage any day. Well done, Salford. Credit for the state of mind shirts. There are more important things in rugby league.
Yeah, quite right. Well put. I wonder which is worse, right? Because I've never had a partner who's been in a rugby league or supported a team opposite to me, so I haven't experienced this firsthand. I wonder if it's worse to win, but know that if you push it too hard, your partner's probably going to kick off, or to lose and I'm lording it over you. I wonder which is worse.
From the man
position, from the man's point of view,
it's the lose and the lord in his back.
Because you're not in the position where you can lord it over, because you'll just get destroyed, won't we? Yeah, exactly. So we're in a lose-lose situation. I'm just trying to work out which is the bigger loss. Tyler Cass fan got in touch. He said Hull dominated in the first half and had the game won at half time just by doing the basics really well, and Salford were not allowed to get a foothold. More even second half, but Hull always kept them at arm's length. A well-managed performance.
Brian Davies said Salford looked shattered, and if having a stable team over the last few weeks has caught up with them, and hopefully they continue this forward next Thursday. Loved the Kelly double kick try, and FC really took their chances on the counter. Like the Salford kit, the colours reminded me of bees or wasps. Sure, it was just a coincidence.
There you go. Yeah, excellent. Tom Baker 1990 said, #now then lads. Thank you, Tom. He says, I've been a steady listener since last year. I'm a Salford fan, listening to everyone else chat away, but thought this would be a good chance to chip in. Salford were poor tonight.
I'd say he should have chipped in when they were winning.
Yeah, exactly.
Chip him every week, Thomas. Anyway,
should have chipped in when he was playing Doctor Who. Salford were poor tonight, but I think we're starting to see a lot of minutes in the players' legs after minimal rotation. Hull overpowered our squad all over park and had some great D at times. Hopefully we can sort this out for Wakefield on Thursday. Nice one, Tom. Thanks for getting in touch, mate.
Yeah, Elliot Wrench said, I know nothing. Tipped Salford win at home. Hull are a good overall, and tonight they nearly were, but they got help from a subpar Devils side. Still, it was good to see another twist in the Super League season.
Rich Langley said, a stellar all-round team performance from the lads shows we have the squad to cope with not only the injury crises but also sickness disasters. Mint had a dodgy pattern for lunch, but Washy steps in with a man-of-the-match performance. Kelly and Shaw back to their attacking best, coupled with a solid defence, equals Salford being shut down and another 2 points in the bag.
A
crippling injury crisis at Hull FC.
AK Steel 69 said, maybe a false dawn, but Dr. Jekyll definitely had his foot on Mr. Hyde's fucking throat on Friday. This was the most professional and composed performance